called circle driving. And this teaches them to go forward and around a little bit shorter distance. I've got a piece of tape on my lead rope that's marked at 4 feet from my clip. That's the length of my stick. And what that does, it teaches them to go forward and around to where they start to put some bends in their body, giving to the steady pressure on the halter, and it's just nice and relaxed, just nice and slow. No big deal. It's a very good exercise to do once you get the horse being respectful, because it doesn't consume a lot of their energy. You do lots of changes of direction, so that gets them using the thinking part of their brain. See, she's getting a little lazy now. So I gave her a little tap to encourage her to go forward. And then I yield, and then we'll go the other way. Good girl. This next exercise is called the sending exercise, and that teaches her to go in between you and another object, being able to move her feet in those tight, narrow spaces like barn doors and barn alleyways and stall doors and fence gates, horse trailers. And then you can turn the sending into a side pass, where they're going forward and sideways at the same time. Yield her hindquarters, come towards me, go through the fence, yield, go the other way. Yield. coordination. Don't know how many times I did a nose dive. So the last trick up our sleeve is laying Twinkle down, getting her to take a little nap. When I started this, it was not quite this easy, but now what I do is I pick her foot up and I hold it in my left hand and I'll pull back and I'll take my right hand and hold it up here by her withers. Just put a light pressure up here on her withers until she lays down. Girl. And then I just stay down here with her. Once she lays down, I just stay real close in here with her and love on her. This is the time you can love on her, when she's on the ground. And she's licking her lips and she likes to put her head up on my lap, and I'll just sit here and rub on her, whisper sweet nothings in her ear, just, you know, have a good time with her here. And just let her chill out, and then before I move over to the other side and lay her completely down, I just want to make sure she's comfortable with me standing, or sitting right here, standing around. And then I'll flex her. Girl. Good. Then I'll go over to the other side, rub her. See, this is a very vulnerable position for her because she's on the ground. She can't leave. She can't run away very easily. So she's trusting me that I'm not going to let anything happen to her. So it's very important that this time be very comfortable to her. You love on her, you rub her. Sometimes I will give her a treat when she's laying down. I don't have one with me. She thinks I do. But just let her know this is a safe place. Just let her feel real comfortable at this spot. This is a safe place. And I'll flex her around. Good girl. And then I'll get her to lay all the way down. I'll just keep her head flexed and I'll just let her roll back in my lap. Just take her time. All the way down. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. And she just took a deep breath. Good girl. She'll stretch out. And then I'll rub her. So when I do finally let her get up, it's my decision to get up, not her decision. So I let her get halfway up, and then if she gets up really quickly, I may lay her back down. So if she decides to just jump right up really, really fast, I'll make her come back down all the way. Good girl. Come back down. And then I'll ask her, let her sit here for a couple minutes, and then I'll ask her to get up again. But see how slow she comes up? It's just nice and slow, very relaxed. She's not thinking about standing up and running away. She's just nice and chilled out, trusting me. And then when I do decide to let her get up all the way, I'll come up here and stand over her head and just kind of hug her and get over top of her and make sure she's not afraid of me getting over top of her or sitting on her. Then I'll come over here, and then when I release her to get up, I normally take a hold of the lead rope just so she knows there's a little difference in my cue. And I'll step up and I'll come out in front of her, and that's her cue to get up. And then I always make her come up to me, and then I'll give her a rub.